Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another energizing episode of Hello Word. I am your host, Alex, and I am thrilled that you are joining me today. In this episode, we will be exploring some important English words and phrases that you can use in various daily occasions, with a special focus on days, months, and other time expressions. Whether you are new to learning English or want to brush up on vocabulary that you already know, this discussion will help you gain a stronger, clearer sense of how to talk about time in a way that feels comfortable. Together, we will go through each term and break down its meaning, explain common contexts where it is used, and provide simple sentences that you can practice on your own. Before we jump in, I want to share a few tips that will make your learning experience more effective. First, as you listen, repeat the words and phrases out loud to exercise your speaking muscles and reinforce memory. Second, try to imagine situations in your everyday life where these words might come in handy. For instance, thinking about your morning routine or your work schedule can help you visualize how these terms fit into real conversations. Finally, remember that practice leads to progress. The more you expose yourself to new vocabulary and test it out in real situations, the more natural it will feel. So get comfortable, grab a pen and paper if you like, and let us discover the wonderful world of English time expressions together. Sunday is often viewed as a day of rest or leisure in many cultures, and in English, it is the first day of the week according to some calendars. The word Sunday comes from old words linked to the sun, making it a bright symbol of a fresh start. You might hear Sunday used in phrases that express family gatherings or relaxation, such as, "I love having Sunday brunch with my family," or "Sunday is my favorite day to sleep in and recharge." You can also say, "Do you want to meet for coffee this Sunday?" to arrange a casual plan with friends. Monday is typically seen as the start of the workweek for most people. In many cases, Monday brings a shift in energy, with individuals returning to their job or school after a weekend. You might hear a phrase like Monday blues, which points to the tired or reluctant feeling some have on the first day back to the weekly grind. Another example is, "My Monday schedule is packed with meetings," which emphasizes how Mondays can be busy. If you want to plan something, you can say, "Let us have a team check-in next Monday." Tuesday is often considered the second day of the standard work week in English-speaking regions, though some calendars place it as the third day after Sunday and Monday. This day usually does not have the same reputation for slowness as Monday, and people tend to move into a more productive rhythm by Tuesday. It is common to hear phrases such as, "I have my piano lesson every Tuesday evening," or "I usually do grocery shopping on Tuesday because the store is less crowded." If you want to make plans, you might say, "Let us grab lunch next Tuesday if you are free." Wednesday is often referred to as hump day because it marks the midpoint of a typical Monday to Friday work or school week. By reaching Wednesday, many people feel that they have climbed the hill of the week and can start looking forward to the upcoming weekend. You might hear someone say, "Let us power through Wednesday, and then the weekend will be here in no time." If you have a standing appointment or habit, you could say, "Every Wednesday, I attend a yoga class at 7 p.m., which shows consistency in your routine. Thursday usually signals the day before the end of the standard work week, bringing a sense of anticipation for the weekend. People sometimes treat Thursday evening as a warm-up for Friday festivities. You might hear someone mention, "Thursday nights are great for trying new restaurants because it is not as crowded as Friday." If you are organizing an event, you could say, "The meeting is scheduled for Thursday morning, so please have your reports ready." Another example is, "On Thursday, I like to plan my tasks for the following week." Friday is widely celebrated as the final day of the work week, filled with excitement about the upcoming break from work or school. Many use the phrase "Thank God it is Friday" or TGIF to express relief and happiness at the arrival of the weekend. You might also hear, "We can wrap up our projects by Friday so that we can enjoy the weekend," which shows how people often view Friday as a deadline. If you want to invite someone out, you could say, "Are you free for a movie on Friday evening?" Saturday is a cherished day of rest, leisure, or personal time for most individuals. Since it follows the typical Monday to Friday work schedule, many people fill their Saturdays with chores, hobbies, social events, and relaxation. You might say, "I usually do laundry on Saturday morning to free up the rest of the weekend," or "It is my tradition to have a game night with friends every Saturday." This is a day that often includes family outings, catching up on errands, or indulging in hobbies that might not fit into a busy weekday schedule. Week is a fundamental concept referring to a block of 7 consecutive days. In English-speaking contexts, a week might be considered to start on Sunday and end on Saturday, or it might be seen as beginning on Monday and ending on Sunday, depending on cultural convention. When talking about your schedule, you could say, "This week is hectic, so I will be studying every evening," or "Next week, I am planning to start a new exercise routine." The word week is frequently used in expressions like, "Every week, I aim to learn a new recipe." Day is one of the most common words related to time and simply refers to a 24-hour period. It is often used to organize our routines, plans, and schedules. You might hear people say, "Have a nice day," which is a friendly phrase often used in customer service settings. Another frequent example is, "My day starts early with a jog at 6 a.m. You could also say, "Each day, I read for 20 minutes to unwind," showing how the word day can help you discuss daily habits or events. Month refers to one of the 12 divisions of the year, each spanning roughly 28 to 31 days. Months help us organize the calendar year and keep track of seasons, holidays, and important events. A common phrase you might hear is, "Rent is due at the end of the month," which indicates a repeating deadline. You could also say, "I like to set monthly goals to measure my progress," underscoring how the word month is vital for managing time and making plans. Year is a term that describes a period of roughly 365 days, or 12 months, starting from January 1st in the Gregorian calendar. It is a key unit of measurement that we use to track age, historical events, and yearly goals. In everyday conversation, you might come across phrases like "Happy New Year," which people say on January 1st as they celebrate the start of another cycle. You could also hear, "This year, I plan to save more money," or "I have traveled a lot this year," highlighting how we measure large life changes in years. Weekend typically refers to Saturday and Sunday, the 2 days at the end of a standard work week in many countries. It signifies a time when people often take a break from work or school. You can say, "I like to explore new cafes on the weekend," or "My weekend is going to be busy with family visits." Another example is, "Let us plan a short trip next weekend," which means you would go away on a Saturday and Sunday. Weekend is often associated with fun, rest, or personal projects that do not fit into weekday schedules. Weekdays point to the days that commonly form the traditional working or school schedule, which include Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You might hear statements like, "I usually wake up at 6 a.m. on weekdays," or "Weekdays are busy, so I do my grocery shopping on the weekend." A phrase such as, "The shop has a discount only on weekdays," means that you can expect the deal from Monday to Friday. If you want to share your availability, you could say, "I am in the office on weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Day during the week can be used to highlight any specific day that is not part of the weekend. This phrase helps you emphasize that you are talking about a weekday, not Saturday or Sunday. For example, you might say, "I will call you back on a day during the week," meaning you want to handle that call or task at some point from Monday to Friday. You could also say, "Do not worry if you cannot make it on Saturday, we can just meet on a day during the week." This phrase is especially useful if you have a flexible schedule. January is the first month of the year in the Gregorian calendar. It often symbolizes new beginnings, resolutions, and a fresh chapter. Many English speakers use the word January to talk about starting goals, such as, in January, I plan to start a new fitness program. You might also hear, January can be very cold in some parts of the world, referring to winter weather in the Northern Hemisphere. Another example is, I like to reflect on the past year in January and set intentions for the months ahead. February is the second month of the calendar year and is distinctive for its shorter length, having 28 days in common years and 29 days in leap years. In everyday talk, you might hear, February is when we celebrate Valentine's Day, a holiday associated with love and friendship. A typical statement could be, my birthday falls on February 14th, so I always associate this month with chocolates and flowers. In certain regions, you might also hear about February weather, as many places are still quite cold during this time. March marks the beginning of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. It is the third month of the year and is often associated with new growth, mild temperatures, and the end of winter chill. You might hear the saying, March comes in like a lion and goes out like a lamb, reflecting changes in weather over the course of the month. A common phrase could be, in March, I like to start planting seeds in my garden, pointing to the shift into a warmer season. Another example is, our midterm exams are scheduled for March 15th this year. April is the fourth month of the year, often connected with springtime showers, fresh blooms, and mild temperatures. English speakers frequently mention April in relation to the saying, April showers bring May flowers, highlighting how rainfall leads to flourishing flowers the next month. You might hear someone say, in April, I love to go on picnics because the weather is perfect. Another common use is, tax day in some places falls in April, which reminds people of financial deadlines. It is a month of growth, renewal, and anticipation of summer. May is the fifth month of the year and is typically associated with warmer weather, lush greenery, and the full arrival of spring in many regions. You might hear people say, May is a beautiful month for outdoor events like weddings, thanks to the pleasant climate. Another example is, I usually take a short trip in May to enjoy nature. This month is also known for celebrating Mother's Day in some countries, so you may hear phrases like, I am planning a family get-together in May for Mother's Day. June is the sixth month of the year, marking the transition from spring to summer in the Northern Hemisphere. During June, the days are often quite long and school vacation starts in many places. You might hear statements like, June is the perfect time to go camping with friends. Another common reference is, summer officially begins in late June, so it is time to plan some beach trips. People also say, we should hold the family reunion in June because the weather is warm and everyone can enjoy outdoor activities. July is the seventh month of the calendar year and a peak summer month in many parts of the world. This is often a time for long vacations, travel, and outdoor sports. You might hear the sentence, my favorite holiday is in July, when I get to visit my grandparents. Another example is, July can be very hot, so make sure to stay hydrated. In some countries, July also marks the start of special festivals, so you can say, I look forward to the local music festival in July every year. August is the eighth month of the year, known for high summer temperatures and a few final weeks of school vacation for many children. It is a common time for family holidays, and you might hear, we always go on a beach trip in August. People often mention, August is when we get the hottest days of the year, so it is important to find ways to stay cool. Another example is, in August, I like to start preparing for the upcoming school year or work projects that pick up again in the fall. September is the ninth month of the year and usually signifies the beginning of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere. It is known as a transitional month when the weather starts to cool and schools begin a new academic term. A typical statement might be, "My kids return to school in early September, so the house is quieter during the day." Another example is, "I noticed the leaves changing color around late September, signaling the shift to fall." Many also use the phrase, "September is when I reorganize my schedule and set fresh goals." October is the 10th month of the year and is often linked with autumn colors, cooler weather, and festive celebrations like Halloween. You might hear someone say, "October is my favorite month because the leaves are so beautiful." Another example is, in October, many people decorate their houses with pumpkins and spooky themes for Halloween. People also say, "I love wearing cozy sweaters in October as temperatures drop in the Northern Hemisphere." This month is especially popular for outdoor activities like visiting pumpkin patches and enjoying harvest festivals. November is the 11th month of the year and is characterized by chillier weather and the approach of winter in many areas. Thanksgiving is celebrated in November in some countries, so you might hear, "November is a time for gratitude and family get-togethers." Another example is, in November, the days become significantly shorter, so I start planning more indoor hobbies. Some people say, "Let us take advantage of the sale in November to do our holiday shopping early," referring to popular shopping events this time of year. December is the 12th and final month of the year, often associated with cold weather in the Northern Hemisphere and the holiday season in many parts of the world. You might hear people say, "December is a magical month with festive lights and gatherings." Another example is, "I love the holiday spirit in December when families come together to celebrate." Many also use the phrase, "I want to wrap up my projects before December ends," highlighting the desire to finish tasks before the new year begins. It is a time of reflection, celebration, and looking forward to fresh starts. This has been a comprehensive journey through the English vocabulary connected to days, weeks, months, and the overall concept of time. I hope you found it both informative and engaging. We explored each day of the week and each month of the year, along with special words like weekdays, weekend, day during the week, and more. Understanding how these words fit into everyday conversation is key to making your English both practical and versatile. By connecting these concepts to your real-life schedule, you can grow your confidence with each passing day. Before you go, I would love to encourage you to stay connected with Hello Word. If you enjoyed this episode and found value in these explanations, please consider subscribing so that you never miss a future segment. Also, I would be truly grateful if you could leave a review. Your feedback helps other learners discover the show and helps us continue to produce content that meets your needs. I wish you all the best as you try out these new words in your conversations, and I cannot wait for you to join me in our next episode. Until then, take care and keep practicing your English every single day.